When you think about one person making all the difference, who for you is that one person? Let me put it into a different perspective. When I was reading this, I also pulled up who is a person of influence. So I'm going to ask you the question. If you were to define and to guess, what is the definition of a person of influence? Who is it? For example, the first one could be that your words and actions strongly influence other people, right? That's a person of influence. But what else describes a person of influence? What does a person of influence do? Terry?
Well, I think depending on the situation, because I would say 3 to 5 people that I consider strong influencers in my life. But it's someone who challenges you to be a better person and to be better at what you're doing.
A person who challenges you to be a better person and be better at what you're doing. Write that down. That is one of the characteristics of a person of influence. Say that again, Terry. Say it one more time.
It's someone who challenges you to be a better person and to be better at what you do.
And to be better at what you do. To be a better person.
I don't remember exactly what I said, but it's the challenge you to be a better person. It's the bottom
That's right.
line. Inspiration.
Well, I'm doing this right here. What are they? Yes, they inspire. They listen. They listen. They inspire. They inspire, right? Something else a person of influence does is they take responsibility for themselves. They take responsibility for themselves. I also wrote down they positively contribute to the world. They positively contribute to the world. So why am I going down this road? Well, I'm going down this road for 2 reasons. One is because every one of us on this call has someone that is the most influential person in your world. And I'm going to read this again. The one thing is a dominant theme that shows up in different ways. Take the concept and apply it to people, and you'll see where one person makes all the difference. One person. And let me just tell you guys this, that one person that is the most influential person in your life can take you to the mountaintop, or they can drag you down the valley. You don't think about it that way, right? The people we allow in our lives can be the most influential person in our life in a positive way and a negative way. So Gary goes on to say here, he said, no one is self-made and no one succeeds alone. So let me ask you this. Can you right now write down the person that influences your life the most important influential person in your life? And this can be a positive or a negative influence. But do you know the name of that person? And how are they influencing you? How are they influencing you? Because let me tell you this, it can be the one deciding factor of whether or not you are successful in life and business, depending upon the one most important person in your life and how they influence you. Do they take you to the mountaintop? Do they challenge you? Do they call your bad behavior on the carpet? Do they call your limiting beliefs on the carpet? Do they challenge you to look at things differently? Do they push you into a place of being uncomfortable? Do they praise you for your individual strengths? Do they build you up so that you can soar? Or is the most influential person in your world someone who's helps you to self-doubt, or someone that doesn't push you? They let you get away with your excuses. Do they let you get away with your excuses? And do they not challenge you, but allow you to just keep going in a direction where everyone is watching you go off a cliff and you think you're doing everything great because the most influential person in your life is telling you that it's all awesome? Are they bringing you down? Do they cause you to self-doubt? So here's why I'm saying this to you guys, is because we're going into a season where you're going to be surrounding yourself with a lot of people, and then we're going to be going into January. And many of you have your business plan in place. You have clarity around what you have going on into the next year. You've surrounded yourself with someone who's going to give you feedback that maybe feedback that you may not want to hear, or you still don't have your business plan in place. You haven't yet made a commitment to your January goals. And not only have you not made a commitment to them, you have no idea how you're going to get there. Maybe you have a goal, but you have no plan. Let me encourage you to find an influential person in your world that can help you, because here's what happens. As you are influenced, so do you influence. Who knows what I mean by that? Somebody speak. What do I mean by that? The way that you're influenced, so you will influence. What do I mean by that, Joanne?
So, like when you're having a bad day or something, you can decide to turn it around. And I mean, you don't even know the body language that you're sending off when you go out there.
You don't.
Right.
And if someone is influencing you, the most important person in your world is not challenging you to improve and constantly get better over time, how will then you influence others in your world, your children, your friends, your family, to also improve and get better over time in a way where they feel comfortable failing forward and understanding that it is a win, not a loss? Let's go to this for a second. In this book, it talks about Oprah Winfrey. Who thinks Oprah Winfrey's a little bit successful? If you'll raise your hand if you agree with me or disagree with me. Okay, great. Oprah Winfrey credits her father and the time she spent with him and his wife for saving her. If I hadn't been sent to my father, I would have gone in another direction. That was personally. Professionally, it started with her lawyer, agent, manager, and financial advisor. Listen to this, guys, who, when Oprah was looking for an employment contract advice, persuaded her to establish her own company rather than simply be a talent for hire. Harpo Productions, Inc. was born, and thus the story goes that Oprah might be a billionaire. I'm not sure. I think Forbes still has her on the billionaire list, and that's with a B. So what would happen if she had surrounded herself with people that said, oh, don't worry about starting your own business. It's too hard. It's too hard. Just go work for someone else. It's easier. You don't want to do that. So who you surround yourself with matters, guys. And that's the reason that let me kind of get to the reason that I'm having this conversation with you this morning. And this is why, because we're not always able to get ourselves out of our own way. Who knows what I mean when I say that? Raise your hand if you know what I mean. We're not always able to get ourselves out of our own way. And the things that we say to ourselves become our reality. It becomes our reality. And when it becomes our reality, it determines our outcome. It determines our outcome. Now, I don't know what all of you are going through in your life. I have no idea. But here's what I'll tell you, sisters and brothers, we all have problems, right? We all got issues. We all got family issues. We got business issues. We got money problems. We've got friend problems, we got family problems, we've got car trouble, we've got this, we've got that. And yet you can give into it or you can rise above it. And who you surround yourself with matters at how you respond to those events. So who are you surrounding yourself with and who is influencing you? Because that will determine what kind of influencer you will be, not only at home with your friends and your family, but also in your business. So let's take this to your business. When you think about your entire database, can you write down the actual names? Can you write down the names of the people in your database that when they think about real estate, they will say that you are their most influential person in real estate, that you're their one person? You're their one person in real estate. When they have a real estate need, they pick up the phone and call you. So here we go. We're going from who influences you, how do they influence you, and that is how you will influence. That is how you will influence. So when I'm talking about making 3 calls, 3 simple phone calls to your database to have a real estate conversation with them. This is why some of you find it hard to pick up the phone and some of you will just do it. Because whoever is influencing you is challenging you to be the one thing, the one person for your database, for all of their real estate needs. That means when they want a mortgage company, when they want to refinance, when they want to invest, when they have a problem with their house, when they need a lender or a vendor, some type of contractor, are you their one person? And if you're not, I highly encourage you to make that part of your business plan. Is how do you become the one most influential person in the lives of the people in your database? And you may say to me, well, Becky, I'm new to the area. I don't have a database here. I'm new to the industry. I don't have a database. Okay, can you pick up your phone and scroll to the bottom and tell me how many contacts you have in there? Because every one of those people are going to want to either sell or buy a house somewhere in the United States. And why shouldn't you be the person they pick up the phone and call to get a referral or to understand what the next step is that they need to do? Okay,